Hey, what's up, Cowboys Nation? Welcome back to the channel. NFL Cowboys news. Today we've got a juicy topic for you. The Dallas Cowboys are always in the spotlight, especially when it comes to big decisions like free agency and the NFL draft. And this offseason, we've been hearing a lot of rumblings about wide receivers. Could we see the Cowboys make a splash and sign one of the biggest names in free agency like Stefon Diggs or Tee Higgins? Or are the Cowboys looking to make a move in the draft and grab a wide receiver early in 2025? Let's break down all the rumors, possible scenarios, and what the Cowboys need to do to secure a true WR1 for Dak Prescott in 2025. Trust me, you won't want to miss this one. But before we dive in, if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update on everything Cowboys. Let's get into it. So, let's get right to it. The Dallas Cowboys have one of the most talented rosters in the NFL, but there's one glaring hole that they still need to address: the wide receiver position. Now, don't get me wrong. CeeDee Lamb is an absolute beast. He's made his mark as the WR1 for this team, no doubt about it. But the question is, does he have enough help on the outside to give Dak Prescott the weapons he needs to make a deep playoff run? We've seen the Cowboys struggle when the passing game is a little too one-dimensional, relying on Lamb as the primary target. In the playoffs last season, when the game slowed down, it was obvious Dak needs another proven, dynamic weapon. We're talking about someone who can stretch the field, take the pressure off Lamb, and make defenses think twice about how they cover Dallas' offense. So, the question remains, how do they fix this issue? Now, let's talk about the big names that have been tossed around in trade rumors and free agency buzz. First up, Stefon Diggs. Yes, you heard that right, Diggs. The wide receiver for the Buffalo Bills has been the subject of a lot of speculation lately. Why? Well, he's clearly one of the top receivers in the league, and recently, we've seen a bit of tension between Diggs and the Bills. It started with some cryptic social media posts, which made fans and analysts alike start to ask, could Diggs be on the move? Look, Diggs is a top-tier talent. He's had 5 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons, and last year, he racked up over 1,400 yards and 10 touchdowns. He's a dynamic player who can take over a game and make game-winning catches in clutch moments. Imagine pairing Stefon Diggs with CeeDee Lamb and a healthy Michael Gallup. That's a trio that would keep defensive coordinators up at night, no doubt. So, why is this even a rumor? Well, there's been some tension between Diggs and the Bills' management, specifically after last season's early playoff exit, and some reports are suggesting he might want out. Now, let's talk about Tee Higgins. The Cincinnati Bengals' big playmaker has been another name floating around. The 6'4", 219-pound receiver has been a rising star in the league. While he's still playing second fiddle to Ja'Marr Chase in Cincinnati, Higgins has made it clear he's capable of being a WR1 on another team. He's tall, fast, and is a serious red zone threat. Just like Diggs, Higgins is a legitimate threat who can open up the offense in ways that Lamb can't alone. Now, why would the Cowboys target a guy like Higgins? Well, it's all about potential and fit. Dallas needs a big-bodied receiver who can win those contested catches and add a little more physicality to their offense. Think about Dak's tendency to throw the ball up and give his guy a chance. Higgins is perfect for that role. So, between Diggs and Higgins, who should the Cowboys go after? Let's break it down. Both of them have proven they can be dynamic playmakers. But there's one big factor to consider: price. Stefon Diggs is probably going to come at a pretty hefty price, whether via trade or free agency. He's making big money in Buffalo, and the Cowboys would likely have to make some serious cap space adjustments to bring him in. On the other hand, Tee Higgins might be more affordable, but there's a chance he gets tagged by the Bengals or that a team with more cap space swoops in. It's a tricky situation. Alright, so here's the reality check. The Cowboys' cap situation. Dallas is in a bit of a tight spot financially. They'll have to do some serious cap gymnastics to fit either Stefon Diggs or Tee Higgins into their salary structure without sacrificing other key pieces of their roster. Right now, the Cowboys are sitting at around $7 million in cap space, and that's before any restructuring of contracts or releasing players to clear more room. Let's be real here, if the Cowboys want to land one of these star receivers, they'll need to get creative. That could mean restructuring Dak Prescott's deal, or even letting go of some veterans to free up more space. And don't forget about the draft, more on that in a second. So, while it's not impossible, the path to landing either of these guys is a little murky right now. But if Jerry Jones and the front office really want to make a splash, you know they're willing to go all in. Now, let's talk about the draft. If the Cowboys don't land a top wide receiver in free agency, they could look to the 2025 NFL Draft to find their next weapon for Dak Prescott. There are some incredibly talented wide receivers expected to come out, and the Cowboys could be in a prime position to grab one early, depending on where they pick. Now, we've seen some early mock drafts linking the Cowboys to some of the top receivers in this class. Names like Marvin Harrison Jr., Rome Odunze, and Malik Nabers are all expected to be first-round talent. The question is, do the Cowboys have the luxury of drafting one of them? Well, it depends on a lot of factors. If they make a deep playoff run, they'll have a later first-round pick, meaning they might not be in position to grab one of the top guys. But hey, if the Cowboys don't go WR in the first round, there will still be plenty of talent in rounds 2 and 3. Let's take a look at Marvin Harrison Jr., for example. This guy is a phenom. He has the size, the speed, the ball skills, and the route running to be an elite WR1 in the NFL. If the Cowboys are lucky enough to land him, he could be the game changer they've been searching for. But will he fall to them? That's the million-dollar question. So, where does that leave the Cowboys? Well, at the end of the day, the answer isn't so simple. They have options, but they need to make the right move. If they want to make a bold move in free agency and go after a Stefon Diggs or Tee Higgins, they'll need to do some serious cap work. But even if they can't land one of those guys, the draft offers some incredibly promising talent at the wide receiver position. At the end of the day, the Cowboys need a true W-run. Whether it's through free agency or the draft, it's clear that they can't continue to rely solely on CeeDee Lamb to carry the load. With Dak Prescott's future on the line, the Cowboys need to surround him with the weapons he deserves. So, what do you think, Cowboys Nation? Should Dallas go all in on Stefon Diggs or Tee Higgins? Or should they trust their draft picks to bring in a future WR1? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. This is going to be an interesting offseason, and one way or another, the Cowboys are going to make a move to improve their offense. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and share with your fellow Cowboys fans. We'll keep you updated on all the latest news and rumors, so stay locked in. Until next time, Cowboys Nation, stay strong, and let's make 2025 the year we go all the way.